And I want to first and foremost say thank you so much for being here today. Welcome into your session. We're about to get your quantum telepathic reading, your spiritual diagnosis underway. And yeah, so let me just introduce myself. I'm Tahira. I'm a supernatural quantum telepathic energy healer. And I also do specialize in doing past life regression quantum healing sessions. And basically, I remove entities. I'm a attachment removal specialist, and I've done a lot of these things, and I'm really well versed in the different sort of entities. And I've worked with you before, so welcome back. And we're gonna not only do an updated spiritual diagnosis, we're gonna parlay this right into, a entity removal. So I'm gonna open up the floor for you, Miss Robbins, and you can tell me a little bit about what's been going on. And then I'm going to start channeling messages and then we'll go from there, okay?
Beautiful. Tahira, I just want to show you one thing before we start. Nirvana. Can you see?
Yeah. Who's that?
Bullshit. I think it's me in a past life.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
think my soul is from Sirius B.
Mm.
But I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've had this for like over 20 years ago. A lady that was nearly blind drew this for me.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's really beautifully written up on the back. He calls me his little desert flower.
Oh, wow. Hold that up.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can take a look into the energy. Just keep holding that up for me, would you please? How long have you had this?
Oh, nearly, I think 20 or 25 years.
Okay. Her name is Consuela. Consuela, that's her name.
Yeah.
Consuela of Nazareth.
Oh.
It's very biblical, very, very back to biblical times, is the essence. And spirit draws my attention to her throat. There's something going on. There could be a death wound in the throat. Give me a second.
Oh.
She's an indigenous. She's a templated soul. She's an indigenous. A martyr. Her neck was cut. She wanted to save a lot of souls. She worked with the children. She saved a lot of children. Go into the storehouse. You'll be safe here. She put herself into harm's way. And I saw this last night. And they cut her throat. But the children were safe. Underground, children were safe, my dear. Hold on one second. This is beautiful. So we're tapping into a past life. This is Consuela. This is not, we're looking at her as an indigenous, but she goes back to the Nazareth, times where Nazareth was, biblical, right? And this is part of the healing. She came here to be healed today. You realize that? She came here for this healing. Yeah, her healing is your healing too. Nandire, tandire, tandire. Gimbarata. Lots of soul remembrance. I think she has a lot to say. Hold on. She's talking about the churches and the steeples. I'm not sure what the steeples are. What are steeples? something about the churches and the steeple. Yeah. I think she has a warning for us. She has a warning for us about the changes that are happening here on our planet. Church steeples. If anybody knows what a church steeple is, please let me know. Hi, Miss Carolyn. Good morning. A church steeple?
Yeah, the really tall piece that comes up like a point, like you see on the center point towers. Yeah, the cell phone towers almost.
Yeah,
right up.
yeah. She's warning about the churches and the steeples. I'm not sure if anything will happen in the churches and the steeples, or rather those steeples are coming down. Thank you. What this ancestor, what Consuela is saying. Now, Consuela's name is from her indigenous side, but she takes me back to the origin. As I'm looking into the Akashic record, she takes me back to the origin of her incarnations around the time of Nazareth. So she is a templated soul, right? You are a templated soul. So what she's giving us a message, because you actually have collective energy. What she's saying is that the steeples in the churches are going to be coming down. So the lies that the churches were held up and propped up, that's coming down. I think these churches lose funding from the governments.
Yeah.
And I think the steeples, what was holding them up were governments. I think the governments are turning their back on these organized religions because I think they want it to fall. So a new one world religion comes. I think this is the message that Consuela, you are bringing to us today. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you can continue on what's been going on.
Oh, so my heart is swollen up into my on the left side, is swollen up into my rib cage.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I can't clear it. So I didn't have a job for from the time that started happening, and 3 months before I had no job, no income. When my dad passed, he was 92 at the end of January, a couple months ago. He fell 3 weeks before he passed too, and he broke 3 ribs on that side, on that left side, masculine. I really think that my mother bloodline is draconian, and I get a lot of interference in my memory, and I get big dragon-like entities come on my left side, and I have to try and clear them, and my energy field just goes, my mind just goes really hot, and their eyes are usually red or yellow, and it takes me a lot of energy to try and get rid of them. My shoulders hunch up sort of a lot from it. I think that's just stress and overload. With my heart sort of just not pumping through that side. Like I started to, like the last week or so, just get sort of like my nerves are almost damaging because they're not getting enough maybe blood or something, and swelling down the right side of my leg because my heart's not pumping. The right side feels good. I find that when I go into stress and my mind's trying to work, well, my left side, my mind's working that left side of my heart. My heart goes under stress. When it's
okay. Your mind, where do you feel it in your mind? Do you have any pains or just isolated, energy in your head?
Yeah, all in the left.
Right,
comes
left.
And yeah, and then it comes into the back of my eye, and it my side.
Back of the left eye?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm going to use you as a teaching moment. And then you said your right leg is swollen?
Yeah, that's the one that swells first because I've got a knee injury on my right on the ligament. And so the whole thing just makes it, swell.
You know what, my dear? It's funny because you were one of the sessions that I had to push back on my 7-day rest, but very interesting. During my 7-day rest, do you know that I've identified this template? I've already identified it.
I've seen them, and for 2 years, I've actually thought they were into the 6 and 7D. So I was, when you went after 5D, I was like, yes, because my mother and my sister have always felt above me, trying to pull me down. Like the other, I find when a soul passes, if they pass and they're okay, you don't feel them. I've had these two obviously still alive, and I feel them. They're always in the left side of my brain, and I've always felt like they've got something in the 5D that's holding above me.
How much sun exposure do you get per day?
A lot. I love it.
Okay.
Well, we've just had summer, 6 months of summer.
Okay. How much access to technology do you get per day? Like computer, phone, Wi-Fi?
You turn all of that off. So I have my phone, almost never ever touch it. No text, almost nothing. But for my job, and I'm working at the moment, I'm on the computer 8 hours a day, basically. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm getting some messages about that. I'm happy that you're getting your sun exposure.
Today I didn't as much, but I've just started a job, and yeah, it's kept me inside a bit, and we're going to go into winter soon. So yeah.
It's very interesting because Spirit says that and when I asked you about the internet and stuff, Wi-Fi, Spirit is calling it Wiki. It's calling it Wiki and saying that Wiki, Wi-Fi entity, is actually a Wikipedia.
Yes.
They they're one and the same to give out misinformation. And then what they do is all this systems of fact checking, right? Oh, did you fact check it, right? You know how they had that whole fact checking thing. The internet, the Wi-Fi in particular, and the wiki is working together with Wikipedia. They are here for the to hold the false information within the new timeline conversion that we're going through. Okay, I'm going to back up. We're going to go back to that. So I'm using you as a teaching moment. So we have a lot of people who want to learn this. Instantly, anytime something shows up on the left side. Now, this is me, my side for more the dense energies. Somehow attachments love the left side. So left part of the head, feeling pain going back behind the eye. Left part of the heart, I'm getting the left heart ventricle. And then swelling in the right. So as we know, the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. So this already tells me that whatever attachment is there, and you're right, you do have draconian blood seeded into your bloodline, and I've identified who this is already. So even by the time you guys book your sessions, even if it's a week from now, I'm still getting the information. So that is in your bloodline, and it's actually in most people's bloodline. Some of us are to remember it because we are gap fillers. We are the ones that are supposed to pull it out. So you are hold collective energy. So let me put that aside. So you're absolutely right about the reptilian, right? So now left side is controlling. So our right brain is feminine. The left brain is the more logic masculine, right? So this masculine left brain is attached to the right side of the body because it controls the right. So this is textbook here. These reptilian, this is textbook. They attach to the brain, then they see themselves back behind your eyes because they're viewing from your eyes. So I don't know if anybody has ever like been scared of you or for a second or something like that.
A lot.
Yeah, that's the reptilian. They view through your eyes. And what they do is they attach to it's one of the nerves. It's either the ocular nerve or the ocular motor nerve. Let me check that out. Take a deep breath in. Maranda. Oculomotor nerve. It's attached to the oculomotor nerve, which allows you to see like the actual, that gives the images pixelation. So what it likes to do, it likes to control how things are pixelated. So you could be getting a skewed view of reality. So you could be seeing and hallucinating. Are you seeing things that aren't there? Or you close your eyes and you open your eyes and they're not there anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's them. And then textbook, they reinforce themselves to the heart, usually a ventricle, because they need an access point. And a lot of the times, how do they get the access point to our heart? Don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, if you ever had a heartbreak. Yes, they find their way in through that, you know?
Yeah.
And then they reinforce themselves and anchor themselves, usually through the sacral or the root, or sometimes they use the feet as the root as well. This is textbook reptilian.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So anything else you want to tell me before I start with that?
No, just after, I just want to check on my dad. I've sort of been holding him in my energy because he had dementia, and I can feel him healing, but I just want to know that we can get him to light. I want to know that my brother who passed in suicide is where he should be and not coming in because he's stuck and holding me back as well. That's all I think for now.
What's your brother's name?
Dean.
Dean. Okay, I was getting David. Okay, Dean. Okay, Dean. Okay. Dean. Okay, I think I remember Dean. I think I remember Dean. Okay, we'll take a look at Dean. He passed away how many years ago?
30, suicide. Him and I think we'd have almost been from the same. If I'm from Sirius B, I almost think that he was too. Him and I, we're two water signs in our family, two fire signs, and him and I were the air signs, but no one would really get us. People didn't get us.
Okay. All right. Dean. Okay. All right. Suicide. Okay. Let's hold that. Let's deal with this attachment and we'll go into the mediumship, Father and Dean here. So I'm going to poke around your energy field. So this is the time where I want you to get just as comfortable as you can. Probably where I'm going to start looking into the energy of the heart, get a little bit more data there. I'm going to clear your heart meridian. So what's a meridian? It's basically an energetic highway to the heart, like those blood vessels that pump, blood to the heart is basically your meridian. So if your meridians are clogged, that would, clog up the heart from pumping and then cause some swelling, with the restriction of the blood flow into that right leg as well. Because when these things seed themselves, it still is in the physical body. So a lot of the times we're like, hey, what's going on with my body? Or you'll go to the doctor and they really can't tell you that much that's wrong. Or you do what they tell you to do and it comes back. It's because this thing is still active. And even when it's not active, it still leaves its stewage is what it's saying. Stewage. Okay. I want you to get very comfortable where you are. And I want you to just take in a very big, deep, and controlled breath. Holding that breath over the crown of your head for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale deeply, slowly, and completely. And if you're called to on the next inhale in, want to imagine that the breath is coming up from the soles of the feet. And we move that energy through our entire being. And we release it here slowly and completely here. Dropping down, softening mind, body, soul, spirit. Softening eyes, ears, throat, heart, gut, being, and release. And just keep breathing. And I'm gonna start clearing and start telling you what I see. And I'm bringing in the clear sentience with my hands. And I'm activating some of the chakra points on my hands to be able to do a body scan here. And just keep breathing and releasing. Releasing and breathing, okay? I'm gonna tap into the heart space here. Okay, right off the bat, there's a pungent smell. I didn't smell it, but I channeled it. So the pungent is coming from the attachment, right? So we know that darker entities, they may smell like sulfur or something pungent. So do you ever smell anything pungent around you?
Yeah, I smelled sulfur this week, 2 days ago, really strong for a moment. Yeah, sulfur.
Yeah, yeah. So that's them. This is what they call their sewage, right? So these beings, they leave their sewage, you know. That's you know, I learned that from them a while ago, but that's what it is, and that's why you can smell them, right? And so, you know, just know that that's what it is. It's not you. Okay, so just keep breathing and releasing, and I'm just tapping into the left heart ventricle here and into the meridian. Ooh, ooh, deep breath in. I want to eat and I want to feast is what the entity is saying. No, you just keep relaxing with your eyes closed. I'm just doing some channeling as I tap into the heart space here. The best thing you can do in this moment is take a deep breath in for 3, hold it, and a deep breath out for 5. And soften and relax shoulders and heart all the way down to the soles of your feet, mind. I'm going to start channeling more about this energy disruption, destruction. Okay. So what it's doing here, you can see on my hands, you can just keep your eyes closed. I'm just audibly wanting you to know what's happening. It is confusing the electrical system. So your energy body, it's sending out false signals, and it's confusing the right and the left hemisphere of your brain. And everything's going haywire. You may feel even like you're falling apart, or that you're like seeing things or you're hearing things and just going like, what's going on? You know? Yeah. Is that resonating with you?
Yes, well, the last few weeks even worse.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. It's doing it on purpose. And I'm trying to find out why it's doing it. Okay. So we know they're normally wanting to siphon. So let me just take a deeper look into that. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Your energy is beautiful, but the problem is this entity has it. I felt your true essence and I could see how it was siphoning it. I think it's siphoning it through the sacral.
Yes.
through your sacral. And I don't know if you're getting, if this thing has become an incubus spirit. I don't know if you've ever had an encounter, a sexual encounter with something, but I think it's using that sacral energy to, as an exit point. An ingress is through the heart fracture. Honey, you are holding collective energy.
Yeah.
The ingress is from the fracture of the heart, going back to when the infliction of humanity happened, when humanity lost the ability to forgive, when we allowed our heart to be fractured. So on one level, yes, it's inside of you, but on another level, you are holding energy for the collective. And this is what you're holding so we can clear it for the collective and clear it for yourself. But you are the light worker that is to basically always manage this part of humanity. So I'm going to empower you today so you have the tools to do that. But the fracture happened in the heart, the collective heart. That was the ingress in. And somehow this collective energy and this physical attachment to you is using the left part of the sacral and extending down into the root. And it's created a little portal for itself to siphon your energy. And I can feel your energy. Your energy is beautiful. Your true essence is so light, airy, robust. It's like lavender. It's like being in fields of lavender. Very beautiful. Yeah. But this, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I'm gathering information so we can start closing up these portals and stuff. So that's the first bit of information that you need to know. And I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath again for me, please. Take a deep breath. And hovering that breath over the crown of your head. And releasing it slowly down the left side of the body. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So what this energy is doing, it's scanning, always scanning your brain. But this is collective. It's always scanning the collective brain. It is a system that never stops scanning. It's scanning, scanning, scanning for new data, much like an algorithm. If there's anything new that happens and it can link it to something else and it starts to pair like energies and like thoughts. And then it has this network, it's a very sophisticated network. What it truly wants, it's almost like a trick, right? It's scanning, it's more so scanning on the left side of our brain. So what it does is it shuts down the right side. The right side is is the feminine brain, which is your creativity, your spirituality, your authenticity, all of those wonderful things that actually take you out of the matrix. It shuts that down, but it can't truly shut it down. So what it does is it creates obstacles and things that will put you more into the left brain, the masculine brain, the logic, the decision making, the work, that I got to get it, I got to do this and that, and structure. The structures are part of the matrix. Those steeples are going to fall. That's part of the old matrix, lower level matrix structure that will fall. This is the left brain. And this energy, this collective energy, it's bigger than this draconian reptilian. No. The draconian reptilian only gives way for the system of the matrix, which is, something made from technology. This scanning device that I'm seeing, this scanning is a scanning bot, it's on automation. it only gives way for that to exist. And so what it does is when you start to feel the energy on the left side, it's because the thing is drawing the energy to the left to keep you more left brain. If we can keep humanity and keep yourself more left brain, then we can keep you in schedules, systems, and the logic, the lack of creativity makes you line up with the matrix, the codes of the matrix. So it can't truly shut down your right side, but it distracts you. So this confusion, what it's doing, it's running these networks from your heart. It's really confusing your heart meridian. So as if your heart meridian is supposed to just be flowing and it flows out, through these like beautiful design, patterns through the blood vessels, and then we release, right, the sewage, right, out through our fingertips, right? It's supposed to be doing this very fine dance and releasing, but what it's doing is just moving stuff around. Nothing's being released. It's moving it around and it's confusing right brain, left brain, right brain. And it does that because it wants to trap you and the collective into the matrix. So I hope you can understand that this is what's happening.
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So now let's take a look at what it's doing behind the eyes. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Okay. All right. And release that breath and just soften your mind, forehead, eyes. And as that breath goes towards the eyes, I want you to push that breath behind the eyes, behind the eye socket, all the way back to the seat of consciousness, back to the back of the skull, the pineal gland. Another deep breath in. And then on the exhale, push that breath all the way back behind those eyes, back to the back of the skull. And I'm going to feel around in the energy field there. Ooh. Yeah. Mm. Mm. It's one thing to confuse the minds of the masses, what it's saying. It's a whole nother thing to skew the very thing that they rely on. Humanity relies on what they see more than what they hear, and even more than what they think. This is what we call a distortion. They cause images to fold onto themselves. And behind that oculomotor nerve, it's like a reflection, little piece that reflects light and codes of information, both from the conscious and subconscious programming, and also the distorted information that's coming in. So lots of distortion in what humanity is seeing. And believe it or not, a lot of that's coming from social media. So it's interesting. The more clear something is online, I'm talking the more produced and pristine and just, wow, full of light, love, positivity. Like the more it's presented that without giving you a dualistic side, that's part of the distortion, right? That's part of the distortion. So it uses even people and, media and all of that. I mean, we know that, music and everything, but what's happening is we're going through a time where the portals are open for us to exit stage left and go into higher density, right? Or higher consciousness. But this plan, this is how it's hooking humanity back into another matrix, which I spoke about. It's the matrix of the AI, you know what I mean? The man in the machine. And this is truly what's kind of happening. There's two things I'm channeling. One is I'm channeling what's happening within you. And then there's a sub message, the deeper message. Because when you guys have attachments, it's only to show the collective what's going on. Because the only person in the game is you. You are your own universe. And in truth, we experience this thing called consciousness. This thing called consciousness is, we are downloading it. We're streaming or we're downloading or we're uploading. So we within ourselves is a very, very sophisticated quantum computing machine, but they also have their fake artificial things. And the problem is we're here as of we are wanting to go higher through the right side, right? The more feminine brain. It is wanting to keep us more in the logic, the reasoning, the schedules, the steeples, back in the old program. And so this is causing a friction.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I know it, they do anything to destroy feminine. So I deliberately went and bought 3 dresses about 3 weeks ago, just dresses, feminine stuff. And it's like I can feel them getting really antsy when I do feminine stuff. And I'm like, you're not stopping me. But you can feel it. That always
You're on
there.
point. You're on point, because we had a Seven Sisters council meeting yesterday, and this was one of the things that we were talking about. One of the sisters, Lee, was mentioning something that's coming, and we need to prepare for 7 days of food. And I hope she does talk about this, because it's very important for humanity to know. But they want us out of the feminine, because the feminine is how we save not only ourselves, but humanity, right? And so what they're doing is all of the global outrage, the global protests, the global markets are crashing and responding. This is to get us back into that more masculine left brain, looking at numbers and checking budgets and that and that and that, because they want to deter us from actually walking and leaving out the matrix, because we are the ones that opened a huge Exodus portal. Remember the Exodus portal that was happening back in December? I was trying to get as many people through. We opened that up, right? And it's going to end at the end of this year of the 9, right? And so hopefully more people can get through, but that portal was big open. It was open massively at that time. And that was really important to get a lot of people through. But now they know that it's still open, although it's smaller, it's still open. And that's what they want to do. So all of this distorted in the eyes is to distort us, to distort your own system. So our own system's being shut down. It's like they're shutting it down. They can't really shut it down, but they're mixing everything and confusing things. So that's what's happening with you. Now, one more thing, I want to scan the leg and the sacral area, and then I'm going to start removing. Okay, so just take another big, deep breath in. Naramboa shinira hale hanirala. Bambara tale hane shumbanira buona. Hina ne kana mambere taniri shambu. Hamburu nurungaram. I need clarity. Okay, okay, so as I'm seeing there's like some bigger being in the sacral area. This is truly collective. I don't feel like this is attached to you. This is truly collective. And I'm saying I need clarity. It's because it shut down the gut, right? You know how our gut is our third mind. I teach about the gut being the third mind. It shut it down, or rather it's eating. It's there to eat. It's there to eat. So this reptilian template has invited other beings. This is how we get all these other attachments. It's truly because of the work that the reptilians do to shut down part of our brain or to confuse the wires. And so this thing is feasting off of the sacral energy of the greater wide humanity. And it's shutting down the third mind so that people don't tap into their psychic senses and to actually utilize that gut intuition. And that's what it's there for. So it's allowed to eat our intuition, which technically is our direct line to source. And so that's what's going on on a collective level. Do you ever have any pains in your stomach, digestion issues
I
or anything?
don't remember, but what it is occasionally I'm like, my mind might be settled, and then I go, my stomach isn't. And I know it's because I've listened to you a lot about this. And so I'll go and I'll drink about 2 tablespoons of aloe vera juice, and then it shuts down the stomach
Yep.
line.
Yep.
It's this something about aloe vera juice. But I've
Yep.
been thirsty all the time for months. I can't stop the thirst. And I'm like, I'm not
Yep.
sure what it is.
Yeah. It's just a huge drain. It's just a huge, it's just like I see the energy just moving around, and this thing is just there to feast. Very much like your energy being siphoned from your heart. It's just that the reptilian is very smart, but because this is a collective imprint into our genes. It's like a huge fracture in the collective DNA template, right? So as of it shuts down, it does all of the mastermind work. It's truly getting what it wants, your spark, humanity's spark, right? Our divine spark. But it allows the other beings to come in is as a distraction because it works with other beings in different places. And so this being that has a lower consciousness level than the reptilian, right, thinks that it's actually getting something, but what it's serving is it's serving still the reptilian. So the reptilian doesn't actually have to be the one to shut down the third mind, the gut intuition, your direct line of source. It allow another being to come in and to satisfy it to get sustenance, right? And so now later on, it controls these other beings in the different star systems. It's like, hey, remember, I gave you a contract. I gave you guys a contract to be leeches and parasites and energy vampires to humanity. And now it's time to pay up. And it uses these beings to go and do its little grunt work out in the cosmos, right? And so that's just really what's going on. I'm going to check one more area. I'm going to take a look down at that right foot and just do me a favor. Go ahead and take a very big, deep breath in, right from the soles of those feet, washing the breath of life over those toes and bringing it up through the legs slowly and all the way up. Do you have problems with your ankles?
Yes. Yeah.
Are they small? Are they skinny?
No, so they swell.
Swole?
I'm probably pretty heavier bones through the lower half of my body. But they'll swell easily.
No, you don't.
But my kidneys don't feel great.
Okay, yeah, you truly have small bones. So this swelling,
Yeah.
all that water you're drinking, that's what I'm saying. It's probably using that to anchor you down. Because I also heard that gravity. I heard that song, Gravity. It's like a John Mayer song. I don't know about gravity. So it's stopping that's the thing. Gravity is not real. I have found that out. It's not real. This is just how they keep us in the matrix system. So that you have a small ankle. You do, because you're holding on to a lot of inflammation. And that water is being siphoned to anchor you down so that they can continue their operation, right? And this is what's happening on the collective. We're being anchored down. Now, here's the trick. I want to point out this to everyone, to you as well. Right brain is feminine, left brain is masculine. However, right part of the body is masculine. Left part of the body is feminine. However, I notice that it's anchoring the masculine body down. Yeah. So the masculine body is our workhorse. It's part of our internal soul family that does the work for us. So we can't truly get anything done if the collective masculine, the masculine that is supposed to be the one that does the actual physical work, and as of the feminine body is supposed to do the more creative work. If that is anchored down, weighed down, and swollen, and then think about it, because that's the masculine body. Yeah. And then if the left brain, which is masculine, it's bringing us there with the logic, the structure and all of the list and, all of that. Yeah. Where's the feminine? We're not in our femininity. It's a whole trick. And all this reptilian seed is doing, it's in there being a conductor. So it's conducting the energy to keep us divided, but we're not divided equally into balance. No, we are having a diagonal line here that goes from left brain down to right part of the body. So you get the left masculine brain and the right masculine body. There is no feminine being expressed right now as a whole, as a collective. You were right to go and get those dresses. On some level, you don't even need this. On some level, you already knew what it was. And so I'm here to validate you, your feminine codes. You want to bring that up. And what it's going to do, it's going to start to shift. And get this, maybe not all the way this way into just being uber feminine, but if we can shift this into true homeostasis, then we can stop all of these stargates from prematurely, ejecting. Yeah, we can stop that. And it's about reaching homeostasis is what we need to actually reach. Okay. So, here's the thing. I can remove this entity, but it's collective. And what I want you to understand is your collective call. Because this is, and I keep reminding people, if you're alive, there's no small roles. No one is coming. And I'm so sorry I have to say this for people who think that their religious figures are coming. They are coming, but they're coming back through you. And where do they come through? The door of the heart. If your heart is closed or inhabited, right, they can't come through. So it all happens in your body. Everything that we experience in our outer world is happening in our inner world. And so we are going to remove this today, but this is a collective contract. You are working for the collective. And once you bring awareness to that, that is what's going to keep these things at bay. And it's going to keep you the controller of it. Because the goal is not necessarily to get rid of every entity, because as we know, entities are allowed to be in creation, just as you. It's not to get rid of them, but it's about to pick up on what is it trying to say. Because especially if you work for the collective, if there's a presence here, then they have something to say on what's going on with the collective. So it's about you understanding what that message is. And then once you go and serve that purpose, then guess what? The entity now becomes a dormant code because you've mastered it. Yeah. And so you're spot on. You're actually on your way to clearing it naturally. Rev up the femininity. Speak to it and say, I will reach homeostasis. And you have to speak to it. You have to speak as if it's already gone. My heart is divine and clear, you know, bringing in that golden light, that bringing in the Archangel Michael's sword with the blue flame, cutting off the tentacles, right? Pulling out and extracting the tentacles from the oculomotor nerve, right? Releasing its sewage, the smells, release it. So you call it out. You call it out, it has no place to hide. So you know what we've just done? We have basically ran down this thing and told it exactly what it was doing on a micro level within you and on a macro level. Guess what? It has no more hiding places.
Yeah.
And so awareness is the first step to consciousness. Just a level of awareness will start to dissolve these energies, right? Yeah. So let's start clearing this thing, okay? It's already lightning. Lightning. Okay. Lightning. Okay, deep breath in. I want you to imagine that you're inside a cocoon, your true essence, going back to you being in those lavender fields. Your true essence is within this cocoon. And as I do my work today, I want you to do your inner work. And I want you to imagine that you are slowly expanding that cocoon out. And that cocoon is carrying all of the sewage. It's carrying all of these different timelines that no longer serve you. It's carrying all of the, the mind chatter, the negative thought forms, the scarcity, the lack, the persecution. It's carrying all of that. And all that is left for you to do is center and drop into heart. I want you to have the next deep breath in. Exhale. And I want you to drop down into the heart space. Get very acquainted with that heart, my dear, because this is the secret code to release, to close the portal down, and then to now expand to receive your true codes, right? And we're going to do everything from the heart. And you can just imagine in your mind that that cocoon with all of those negative templates are falling off the more you start to push it away. And what you are doing is you're shedding the old skin. That's what that is. When you're truly ready to shed the old skin and become of the higher vibration, then these things are not an energetic match anymore to you. And so as you start to push away this, shed the old skin in this cocoon, we want to start to bring in a higher frequency, a higher vibration. And so guess what? We may see their little, distortions in the eyes. We may hear their little negative thought forms coming in and out of our ears. We may even see images in our mind, but we know that we are safe. We know that we are protected, and we know that we will grow from this situation. And what we've done is we have alchemized, neutralized to alchemize their destructive plan to now rise right out of the right hemisphere of the brain, sparking those feminine codes. Okay, let's do it. Take a deep breath in. You are empowered. You are empowered. Manireta, lirambuana, kinarambuana, kiranireta. I'm going to create an energetic suction right there on the heart. You should be feeling that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm working right there in the center of the heart. And you just keep breathing and releasing. And everyone at home as well. You'll be able to feel this if you breathe, quiet the mind, focus in on the heart space. And you can receive this clearing of the heart. Deep breath in. Yeah. Yeah, so some templates falling off, ancient Greece, falling off, trauma there, falling off. And keep breathing and releasing. All right. Pumping some energy into that heart. Take a deep breath in. Just that little removal, that was a huge template that came off. Socrates template is what source is calling it. Socrates. Socrates. All right, now I'm in the template with the this mutation. I'm pumping energy into the heart. Receive it now. Deep breath in. Deep breath. Deep breath in. All right. All right, we found the so it's an infection in our DNA. Huge problem. Huge problem. All right. Can you feel those energetic pulsations?
Yeah, it's something pulling into my right side.
Yeah.
Right side of my heart, something's pulling in there.
That's me. I'm
Okay.
moving the energy. There's a entity. Okay, keep breathing and releasing. You're doing great. Keep holding those feminine codes, okay? Release. Energetic suction coming in now. May feel some pressure on that heart, squeezing. Let me know whenever you feel the pressure.
Yeah, a little underneath.
Okay. All right. I can start to feel it on my end. Feels like a sharp pain. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take a deep breath in. I'm gonna remove this bit here. Deep breath in. And release. All right, coming back into the heart.
And up the back of my neck.
Keep breathing and releasing. Deep breath in. Clearing those heart meridians, bringing that energy down your arms here at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out those fingertips. Mirande karanireta, mandireta, hirani handireta. All right, I'm working on the top part of the heart, maybe at a 15-degree angle from each side, top right, top left. There's some stuck little energy polyps there. We're going to start to release those, remove those. Deep breath in. Deep breath in and release. Yamborande kandireta yambona. Yanderetina hikara shamboroto. Ooh, that was something that looked like a werewolf. This is just like, these are templates coming out. These are templates. Deep breath in.
Yeah, up here is an eye. It's gone as an eye.
Oh, what did you say?
I see those, their eyes coming at me all the time. And when I get rid of them, a lot of the time, they're eyes that I'm getting rid of.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's that, remember that distortion that it's causing. Distorting those images to get you in a state of fear. But we just raise our vibration. This happens to a lot of people. It happens to me, but you're the authority. You are the authority. And you can shut it down.
Stop me from crying. I think they don't want you to be feminine, so they try to block you from crying.
All right, focus on the heart. Lots of stuck energy coming out there. Focus on the heart and expand. Lots of space that's being created right now. All you must do is breathe and continue to release. Okay, breathe and release. Restoring balance in the heart. And it's an open mouth release, like. Okay, I see an eye. Very good. That means we're getting clear. Keep breathing and releasing. Ooh, okay. Something's coming back online in the right part of the brain, right back part of the brain. Very good. You're doing great. Breathing and releasing, releasing and breathing. Ooh. I'm at the back of your neck. The back of your neck needs a lot of attention. Back of the neck, from the head, from the brainstem, all the way down to the back. Going out those shoulders. Okay. All right. All right. It's the chakras. We're clearing all of those, aligning all of those. I'm just gonna like remove the your neck is not straight. It feels like scoliosis.
Yeah.
Not really scoliosis, just a mild, not,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Chiropractor told me.
Yeah. Did he say you have scoliosis?
A little, yeah.
Yes, mild. Yeah. It's because of the weight of these templates. That's the hunch of the reptilian is what it is. That's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm removing that. I'm gonna start to balance out those chakras and in the back of you. So I want you to focus your awareness in the back of the skull, going down that brain stem all the way down, and your central nervous system also too has been in shock for a long time. It's not been stabilized. They've been doing things to like get that out of whack, right? Yeah. All right, lots of energy going in from the base of that where the skull and the neck meet, right to the middle back. Ooh, release, release. I'm going to remove this sucker here. Take a deep breath in. Oh my goodness. And exhale here. Ah, deeply and completely. Oh, this deep breath in. And release. Release, release, release. Release. Yes, I'm removing all of his tentacles. That's what's messing with your back and your neck. It's like plugged in back there. It's funny. This is nothing but AI, guys. This is all part of their sick system. The AI has always been here. That's what this whole template is built off of, their false matrix template. It's always been an artificial intelligence. And they were using very early on the churches and all the different books and everything to bring the artificial intelligence, right? But they wanted you to see. So you think that it's real because you see it, but it's still their artificial intelligence, which is keeping their kingdom above yours. Deep breath in.
Yeah.
And release.
I have a church over the road from me, and they do the high level church different to the Christian church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm not their friend.
Mm. There's a hump right there, the back of the lower part of the neck. It's like a hump.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a hump there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh. Removing. You just keep breathing and releasing. Breathing and exhaling, right? It's a whole like, ooh, it's like a energetic pus ball. This thing, it stores its essence. So the tentacles there, I remove those tentacles. This is the essence now. We're removing its essence. This is part of its sewage that it leaves behind. Lots of pus, right? And infection too. That's probably another reason why the swelling and the inflammation also too is happening. Deep breath in and breathe out right through the back of that neck. And if you want to move your back or shoulders around, feel free to do that, but just keep breathing and releasing and asserting your energy. Hmm. Have you ever been worship at a satanic temple, Masonic temple? Had friends that were in a Masonic order at all?
I don't think so, but my brother took his life over joining up to one of these churches, and they told him because he was only been there 3 or 4 weeks, he isn't protected like you protect us. This is 30 years ago. And they said, oh, he was channeling reptilians, and there was nothing they could do with him. And he believed them, and that's why he took his life, because he didn't think there was no one like you back then to remove that from him.
Hmm. Yeah, they're telling me like, why complain about something that you didn't do anything about? So as I was removing this like huge pus ball, right, at the back of the neck, there's sewage. Why complain about anything about something you didn't do anything about? So sometimes these things trick us by the things that we watch or the things that it's really not watch, it's really we partake in it in some way, but it tricks us. Either it pretends it's a false light when it's not, or it'll get us involved in, and it'll be a trick. And so,
Yeah.
but it's saying you didn't do anything about it, so why are you complaining about it? So,
I didn't have all these problems. I went to a Fijian Indian healer in Auckland in New Zealand, and I woke up the next day with all the problems that I've got now that you're finding. I woke up from that the next morning after going to see her, and I've worked for years to try and clear it all.
yeah. And I'm here to tell you that, and I tell people, so typically a removal like this, I'd like to do in the hypnosis session, right? These sessions, you may need more than one to get it all out. But for you, I'm here to tell you, this is something that is a collective template that you're holding.
Yeah.
So when you hold its collective template, it's more of a soul contract. You're a soul that has chosen to work for the collective. This same energy is the same energy that on my rest I've been finding, and I've been doing work with it. It's not gone anywhere yet because it's in the genes of humanity, and sources calling it, I just spoke about this yesterday, the dark seed. When the dark seed was seeded into our bloodline, this is who you're dealing with. We're looking into the DNA truly. And what's happening is humanity is saying, we don't want the dark seed anymore. As we want to go to the new earth, what we're realizing is that we need to update our codes, our DNA. So you are part of the souls that are holding the collective energy. So I will say for you, this will not be a one and done. We will be done. And I'm fighting the same one. The seven sisters, we are working with the same energy. This is also part of the seven, the entity seven, that from the Ouija board, it's all connected. We will be done with this energy when we get to higher ground in consciousness and new earth. But our job now is to bring awareness, to dismantle its hiding places, to learn about it so that humanity in the future does not repeat this, to write about it, to have processes in place to remove its essence. So we are in the beginning of this mutation, and what you are doing is so powerful. What we're basically doing is we are looking into the DNA, the template, which is the structure that this whole matrix. So this is how the matrix went from the divine matrix to this matrix. This is the gene, is what we're looking at. And so just with that, I want you to understand how powerful you are. Because I think when I met you last year, we were talking about the matrix and a lot of kooky things were happening. It's because you are the answer. Some of us are the answer, but we're acting like we're small. You are a soul that is meant to do this. You can do this.
Yeah.
And it can't harm you, because guess what? If it could have harmed you, it would have did it already. If it could have ended you, it would have done it. It can't. The only thing it can do is go in there and confuse things, start to confuse the eyes. So it sends you a distortion, right? And it confuses the right brain, left brain. But the awareness is the key. Now that you know what it's doing, the moment you see it, hear it, feel it, you shut it down. You shut it down, you remove the thought, and you raise your vibration. How are you feeling now?
Oh, a million times better. Like, I just thought of something that popped into my mind that was, I don't remember my dreams much. I have horror dreams where I'm caught in the underworld. You know, they do stupid things like they'll shut a door and I've got to get out that door and go and do something for someone, or, you know, catch a plane, and they'll just make my trip 100 miles long. So they'll wake up stressed, and that was putting stress on my heart. But I just remember one really beautiful dream that I had once. It was like me. It was the beginning of time. It was golden. It was golden orange, and I was a white type of dolphin, but I didn't see the water. I don't know why. I just remembered that just a few minutes ago when you were talking. It was I knew it was the dawn of time, the beginning of time, and it was, yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah. And the dolphins are here to help us. Our aquatics, like I said, our aquatics, all of our ancestral from Lemuria and Atlantis, those are coming back online. And
Yeah,
our aquatic family are here to help us. You have help. You have help. And this is a template that I'm carrying. I think Shar is another one. She's another you know, sister here on this channel. I think she carries a lot of collective energy. And the, you know, my sisters, they carry collective energy. And so, but the thing is, if we don't feel it, how do we know what it is? And then how do we help humanity if we are lost in the sauce? So you are actually, this step that you took is actually stepping into your soul contract. So this is the importance of this. Your soul contract is present. It is, you are in agreement to this is what I need to do. And what that looks like for you is when you leave this place, this is a lifetime you can check off. Boom, I did it. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, because now you know what it is. So many people are looking for purpose. They're looking for the purpose of their life. Well, you literally found it. Source never said it was going to be good how we find it. But just know this thing cannot hurt or harm you, because, like I always say, it is attached to you and not the other way around. And in truth, you are functioning out of a multidimensional self. It's not truly attached all the way to this you. It's more viewing through you, through this you. But what we're looking at is a multidimensional being that is basically a lie in our Akashic records, a mutation and something that infiltrated, you know, this humanity is what that is. So,
I think I remember, like, do you think my soul's from Sirius B? Like, that's the water and the whales come from there. Because the other thing too, when I can't cry, they're blocking me from crying. I thought that's another thing. They're trying to block the woman from crying. And then I love the water. The water's only 2 kilometer up the road from me, the ocean, right? And then it's like they're trying to block me from hearing the waves. And I'm trying to fight to get it all back, and I'm getting some back because I'm healing when I'm listening to your videos as well when you're clearing. I'm getting some of it back. They're trying to block me hearing the waves because the waves clear my mind.
yeah. Yeah. And that's, remember, I said they're going to do that. They're going to cause distortions. They're going to shut down and confuse those right brain, left brain to scatter you. But you see how you know what they're doing. You knew about the feminine codes. You know about the well and the dolphin energy, which is our Lemurian and our Atlantean and even other, you know, other civilizations that were lost, right? Within that energy field, that portal, right? You know. And so this is how you step into your work as a collective, one that holds a collective template. You assert the awareness. The awareness is what dissolves them, okay? So I'm gonna do another scan here and just check. You're feeling a lot lighter.
Yeah. Is my dad, can you see my dad, Tahira? Because
Let
I
me
think
see. Wow, your energy is back. Your energy is beautiful. It's beautiful. As before, I felt it being siphoned out of the back. Now it's in front of you, which means that your energy is back. Okay? Beautiful. Your energy is back. I'm going to close some portals down first. Wow, very beautiful energy. Very beautiful. I'm going to close that portal down that was in the back of the heart and the sacral. Okay, let me do that first. But your energy is back. It's more fluid. I can move through it a lot more easy. Very clear here, very clear. Sealing up that heart portal. Namane. Heshani bandia demonte shamburete. Hinanaeta. Lanari karana. Nanbunana karaneta mureta shani. Okay, keep breathing. All right. I'm structuring the central nervous system back, allowing those wires to stop confusing right and left brain. It was enough space in there, so now we can rewire things. Keep taking a deep breath in, please. Nanamurata shata. Hinarata. Hinarakarasha. Hambora naga nireta. Me nana nireta karasha. Hanira shamireta. Tirata. Manda hane. Shanareta. Tina tambua nandi karesha. Minaneta neta. Manta. Beautiful. Beautiful. So much lighter. Okay, there's a little pinch on the bottom left of the abdomen. I'm going to see if I can get the final attachment removal done and close up this portal. And keep breathing and releasing. Nireta, nireta, shambuete leana. Hanireta larana, hanire shande. Kinarata, hane tamburu. Nambureta, nira, 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 nira. Inna, nira, 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 nira. Andere, nira, 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 nira. Andere, nira, 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 nira. Inna, nira, 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 nira. Inanandirandirandirandirandi. Morandreta. Inanandirandirandirandirandi. Inanandirandirandirandi. Shambuluata. Inanandirandirandirandi. Kinanana buonanne kirisha. Andirandirandirandi. Mandiretale. Handire. Handishina. Minarande, your ancestors are here, your indigenous Aboriginal ancestors, Consuela. This is all of her template. She's really doing the bulk of the work right now. Mirandire tinkanire shanireta. It's a whole template that you have that's really fighting this war with you. Take a deep breath in. And just breathe right on out of the lower left part of the abdomen and release in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it now. Thank you. Bandireta, kandireta, shinane, kandireta, ane, bumbana, kandireta, niretina, niredresha, bandere, nera, kararata. We invite these ancestors here, the ones that are of light. Clear and release. Stagnation from this template. Beautiful. And what it's doing is it's taking a lot of ancestral trauma with it. Yeah, that's why the ancestors are here, guys. So your body's not only being used, for the seeded of the negative forces, but your ancestor Consuelo showed up today to heal a template as well. So you are doing purpose. Our purpose doesn't have to come with $1 million paycheck. It comes with the satisfaction that we are not only creating, right? But we are the ones that are doing our royal cosmic assignment. That's all that matters. That's the assignment. And you're standing in the gap. That clearing we did allowed this clearing now. It's the balance, right? That's how I know this is balance, right? It's the balance because now some of the light ancestors from this indigenous template, they are here to get a healing too, right? Namburo nereta nire shanderambuna. Kanareta lere tire shandirandire. Amanereta leta neta nishimandirane. Barandire nire shamburandi kandirambu. Himanereta kreshamburu kinarata. Hear my cries, it's like showing me the tears are like blood that is falling on the land of the ancestors. I think in Auckland. And they cried tears, blood. Their tears are tears of blood and passion and remembrance and strength. Remember our strength is what they are saying. Our tears have passion. They are the remembrance of our blood. Our blood may have been shed on the land, but guess what? Our blood has returned through the tears. They might even be given reference to here in this land, the Trail of Tears. So what they're saying is they've alchemized that, and their tears are now returning the blood back to the land. These indigenous codes are coming back to the land. It's going to bring rights back to the indigenous. It's going to restore the indigenous lands. It's going to restore whole habitats with animals and everything. This is where we're going, truly. And this is a call for every single person. And even if you are not melanated in this life, it does not matter, guys, because we get different earth suits when we come in here. You've played every role. You've been Asian, you've been Caucasian, you've been African, you've been indigenous, you've been it all. You've been a rock, you've been elements in the water, you've been it all. But what I'm saying to everyone right now, we will not expand and get into the 5D consciousness. We have to heal the original template. We have to restore the lands back to the indigenous people, because this is what restores the code. That's the key code out to our ascension. We can't get it any other way. We cannot skip this very important step. And you are using your body to facilitate that right now with I'm not sure where you live, but I'm really getting strong some lands in New Zealand is being
I was
you
born in
you
New
were
Zealand,
you
right in
were
front of a huge big mountain. And if I laid on it, I could feel like the fire, it just charging me up. And but now I'm in Western Australia, the bottom of down the west of
wow.
Australia.
No, your codes remember your indigenous New Zealand codes. That's the ancestors that lived on that land, and they came in that Consuelo, and she's a template that represents the indigenous from all over the world. And I had the pleasure of meeting this template a few days ago, and they hold the codes for all kind of this type, right, of this template all over the world. But specifically, the land in New Zealand right now is being cleansed. So when you go and you hear the water again, because you will, and you hear the wells, you want to do some well meditation, put on some well and dolphin sounds, because that is the ancestors working through to clear, to keep clearing. And because you hold the collective, remember it. And once you remember them, the ecosystems will start on land and in water and in air and under earth. will start to course correct.
Oh, last Sunday when I was there, a mother dolphin and a baby came. The dolphins often come, and we've got huge, big seals as an island that they come in, two little islands, and they come, especially at night, and they go and sleep. They're massive. They sleep, and this is only 3 kilometers out here. 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
So
You're doing a wonderful job.
To see you come back in the last day or two, with your beach scenes. It was just so great to see. I'm like, it's all right after a big week.
Yes, very beautiful. So that was beautiful. You're feeling very clear to me. Of course, like I said, this is a collective template. So I feel very clear in the energy field now. Your energy is back. It's here. It's no longer being siphoned from the back. Ancestors were able to come in and get a little bit of clearing. They want you to remember the land. The land remembers you, my dear, is what they're saying. The land remembers you, so please never forget us. And we will work together and we will be one again. And this is and I just want to give a call. I truly want to give a call to every single person of every creed, color, every nation to come and get an ancestral healing, because these codes, these people must be restored. And this is the template that Source has ordained me to work with. I'm working with Aboriginal templates, and what this will look like, it will look like maybe the people that are of Indian descent, people that are of Native American descent, the Fijians, right, the Polynesians, right, even indigenous types. I don't even know that their little tribes exist. It's this whole template, because these ancestors, they really hold something very, very special. They were the ones that mastered how to receive magic from the land. They mastered not only the 7 C's within, the 7 C's are your 7 chakras, right? Because of how they lived, they were the ones that simplified our templates for us. They simplified it with true indigenous practices. They simplified it with songs, with harmonics. They simplified it. And so this is where we're really needing to go, because humanity doesn't have a lot of time to do all these things. So we are finding the template, that we are lining up with the template that needs to be healed. These people did nothing but be of service to all of humanity, right? And whether you're living in a physical vessel with that blood in you today, it doesn't matter, because the foundation of them is you. You would not, no race would be here without this indigenous template that I'm tapping into, right? And this does include some of the indigenous in Africa too. I don't want to leave them out. However, this, as what I see this template to be, it does have some African DNA too, but more so Source shows it to me as more of a caramel skin, as more of a as we would look at and see like a Native American, or or even India, from India, but some of those original codes are still African, right? So this is what this template is made up on. And now here's the key. So a lot of people now that have paler skin, they now have that ancestry in this life. So some people do their genealogy. Oh, I have, I have 5% of this indigenous type. So it's very important for us to heal this template, because it is a foundational template. And they worked with the sea, they worked with the animals, the ecosystem. They had ways, they knew the creatures that lie beyond, things that we can't see. And they worked with the land, and they want to bridge land and sea once more. They were the great fishermen, not just the fishermen for in the sea, but in the sea within yourself, right? They mastered that. They want us to go back within and really learn from them, because the only way out is we have to go back to the old world, to the old system, because this system was an experiment, a lie, this little matrix thing with the church steeples that are crumbling down. We're going back to land. Okay, so keep getting that sun that I saw earlier. It's been killing this thing. That sulfur, it hates that sun. It hates the fire. You keep sun gazing, you keep being in the sun. And when you're in the sun, you do your sun meditations, right? You blast that sun right into the heart space and imagine it clearing out and disintegrating, burning. using the divine flame and just clearing it all out. And you can do the same thing with head, with sacral, with leg and everything. You keep doing that and you're going to be fine. Let me see if I can tap into any of your ancestors really quickly. What's your father's name?
Claude.
Claude. Okay. Claude. Okay. What happened to him? Because Spirit is giving me an energy like reversing.
Yeah, he had dementia for the last 2 years, but just before he passed 8 weeks ago, 3 weeks before that, he had a fall and he broke 3 ribs on his left side. And yeah, he started to get frail and it was too much for him to come back from.
Yeah. What day did he actually portal out?
30th of January.
Yeah. Okay.
He'd been going in and out of consciousness and he'd been on my left shoulder. And I knew when he passed, like I could feel him. He just had euphoria when he lifted out of his body. Like, I could just feel that.
Yeah, I can feel the his traverse. I'm hearing a traverse. Not sure what that means, but I can feel the cycling of the consciousness going back. So that makes sense with the dementia. There was something happening to the back part of his brain that when it hit, when the consciousness that was being, I'm hearing it was being siphoned as well. The consciousness was being siphoned back. I think there was some sort of exit portal. And so that dementia was an entity that has created some sort of crater. It was siphoning out. And so that's why he was forgetting things. So, and I think it's all connected to this energy, this template we're looking at is all connected. And I think that, internally, you are really wanting to step into this because in a way it's for you to avenge, right? Your ancestor. So this is all still connected. So this clearing is a clearing for him as well. For it's Claude, you said Claude? Okay. Ooh, Shamun. Did he have anything going on with his heart as well?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
It was, he could feel when mine was weakened. He didn't know it, but I knew that he did.
Felt it. I felt it. I felt a jolt. He was jolted out. Did he die suddenly? Like just, I mean, not suddenly, but just like up and then gone, or was it like on a feeding tube and a slow release? Like
he was just in the bed peacefully, but when been in and out of consciousness for 3 weeks and then he just slipped out.
yeah. Yep, he was sort of out through his heart, just out. That's what he shows. So this was a slow grind. That process was slowly getting the consciousness ready to be gone. And then like when they pulled the plug on his heart, just out. He was just out. Okay. Let me see what else I can find with Claude. Claude, if you'd be so kindly to express yourself today, we would like to hold space for that in this moment of reflection. Did he stop eating? Stop eating?
Yeah, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, he couldn't eat.
Yeah, he could, it's ew, it was like an icky feeling. The food going down, it was an icky feeling. It did. Okay, I'm tapping in. Give me a moment. I want it out. I want it out for some time. I knew that my heart couldn't handle it. It's what he's saying. I actually want it out for some time. He is in a good place. He does show me like he has a white kind of like robe on. So it feels as if he's in a heavenly realm. It does have a little bit of blush on it, like so there's a little bit of red. So I'm gonna this is beautiful. Take the opportunity to kind of clear a little bit of this. And I think this is clearing it for him because he felt you, he felt your heart, and he knew how much space was being held, even unintentionally. He didn't know, but now he does know. And in a way, there's a bit of guilt there that you had to, kind of endure this psychological like energy, you know.
That's mother's energy. That's what sort of screwed all us kids up. Yeah, he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop it. Like she was out of control.
Yeah, yeah. Was he like mean or just like?
No, he's beautiful. My dad, he is like a really beautiful soul, and so it's my brother that passed. Yeah, but the mother, oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the draconian blood. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, he shows me his heart couldn't take it. So whatever he was.
Yeah, she would just sort of like yelling. Is for 2 years he couldn't just his nerves couldn't take anymore of her yelling.
Yeah. Did he get headaches a lot?
He never said. He never said if he did.
Feel like the pressure. There's a lot of pressure. Whether he said it to you kids or not, there's a pressure. And his heart, there's only so much a heart can take.
He's
And
92. He lasted to 92.
that's beautiful. And he actually, you know, this is going back. And so the reason why, you know, when we look at these templates, we have to align with the energy signature, right? So as this original template, this original like reptilian that kind of, you know, mixed up the DNA, or it became a mutation, right, in our genes because of humanity's heart. So as if he was a vibrational match, his heart wasn't strong enough to take the abuse that he was going through, right? And it became fractured. The fracture of the heart, we can be in the same space with people, but sometimes we have the unforgiveness in our heart. And it could be coming from one person or and the other person is receiving it. But this is how these templates can overlay on top of us because we are energetic match. And how many people have been an energetic match to heartbreak, to energetic heartbreak, to, you know, just, he was curled up. Yeah. Like he was curled up inside.
Yeah.
He wasn't open.
No, he couldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to get the final messages because this is my computer. I think it's gonna die, but give me one moment. He loves you. I honor you. I respect you. I'm here for you. I'm one with you. You'll never be without me. I'll never be without you. This is purposeful. The pain is how we create. It's how we move, how we grow, how we dismantle the things that no longer work. The pain is what shows us what needs to be dismantled. So he wants you to know that when you feel pain, dismantle what pains you. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. And he said he should have done that. He should have dismantled it, but he curled up inside instead. Yeah. He didn't take the stance, and he sees that you are opposite. He sees your strength, your fight, your spunk, your passion, your drive, your will, your will, your will, your will. Your will is strong. Your will is strong. But he was out and he went and he feels as if he's in a heaven state. He's fine. He's fine. And his soul will grow. He will incarnate again after some time. And he's at peace and he's healing. And so we just dissolve any soul ties between you two, any unresolved. So we're looking at right into the karmic templates, and we can dissolve that right now. And you can just take a deep breath in and just say, I forgive and I receive.
And I receive.
Yeah. Another deep breath in. And I forgive and I receive. He's showing me an image of a cat. It's funny because a cat has 9 lives, right? So I'm not sure if you have a cat, but he's showing me an image of a cat. So the reincarnation. Yeah. So it's
I shouldn't ask Tara, but is my brother with him, because that was a lot of his pain.
Okay, let me check that out. Let me see if I can get my charger 1 second because I don't want this to shut out on us. Okay, 1 second. Still here. You can still hear me. We'll be right
Yes.
back.
Okay.
And go to breath in. Okay. Yeah. Did Brother Dean have any addictions?
Probably smoked a little bit of weed, but not really.
You know what's funny? Because I asked you this the last time and you said no again. There was some addiction. There was some addiction, and it may not be, an obvious addiction, but there was some sort of addiction which I think affected his heart. Um,
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but and more so what I'm feeling like an addiction, it feels as if it's a stronghold. Something had a stronghold on him, right? We can have these addictions, like an addiction doesn't have to be outwardly like we're okay, I got to take the gambling or the alcohol or the drugs or all of that. It can be a stronghold and we can be addicted to our own pain. That's what it feels like.
in that case, I mean, that would be him and me through and through. That kind
Yeah.
of describes both him and I.
He was addicted to his own pain. It became fuel, venom
Yeah.
and fuel, venom and fuel. Something is being injected into a vein. There's something being injected
Oh,
into a vein.
the odd time. Yeah, once or twice he did.
Yeah,
It would be cocaine.
cocaine. Yep. hmm
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
goodness.
was the venom.
And
That's
not
the
many
venom.
times, but I freaked out when I knew.
Yeah, that's the venom. He was addicted to the pain. That's his addiction. And the addiction, well, the addiction is because the original sin or affliction, it's never the addiction. It's the original affliction, which brings fractures into the soul. So when we are healing the addiction, we want to go back to the affliction, is how we heal the addiction. He didn't have that information. He didn't have anyone, like you said, like myself or other people who do this work. He became just a cycling that energy back. It's like it choked him. How did he commit suicide?
Gun straight to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Sawed off a shotgun. He had time to think about it, plenty of time. He walked nearly a kilometre back the farm to take his life.
I feel a lot of pain in my head. What part of the head was it?
Pretty much straight through here.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling a lot of pressure actually on the right part, the right here, all the way to the back. So I'm not sure if I'm feeling like where the bullet went through the back, but what I'm feeling, the effects was here.
Yeah,
So
you're
when
right. I went to see him and I was on his right side, and you're exactly right where the bandage was.
yeah, he's in a lot of pain there. And the heart, something was squeeze, like your heart was shut off. So the pain could keep cycling. And, you know, a lot of people love pain. And I'm not saying this about him. This is a teaching moment. Even within ourselves, we like that self-pity. We get addicted to the pain and the woe me, the woe me. It shuts you down, and the pain is an entity within itself. Pain, addictions, lust, it's all entity based, right? Because it has what? A separate consciousness that you're warring against internally. Separate consciousness is the entity, right? And I feel that the heart was valve shut off. And so his body filled up with pain. And all it did was siphon back. So the venom, I see him injecting the venom, and then he would get a release, right? But he understand now it's just venom. So it's not the thing that helps, it's actually the pain is the thing that didn't help going in. And then it just created this system that cycled it back. And then before, see, this part was shut down, that spiritual part, that mother source essence that stops you, that inner voice, right? That can come in and hit down to that third mind, that couldn't be there. So all he had was that venom, the pain was in here. It shut this down, and that is what happened. It wasn't him. It's not him that did it. He wants to be clear. It was not me that did it. It was the venom, this thing that was building up inside of me that was much bigger than I thought, but I try to just keep it cool.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that is what did it. That is what entered me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, this is gonna sound strange. I'm seeing something looks like garbanzo beans. I don't know, these could be a bullet. It could be garbanzo beans. It could be braille, something about language or writing, or I don't know. Just
when he was a kid, he liked beans, string beans. So if we had peas or beans, he always wanted he always wanted the beans.
Okay, he's showing me a bunch of beans. They look like a lighter beans. They're all just lined up straight, just showing me a bunch of beans. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, Dean, go on. What's up with the beans? Hold on, what's up with the beans? What's up with the beans? This is so strange. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I'm seeing two things. I think for fate moment, I saw like a DNA strand. Then I saw one of those like time things that you shake and then you turn it over and the time starts ticking. So he's showed me something about time and presence within our own structure. There's time and presence. There's a time to be present within our own self, our own DNA structure. This is what he's showing me. Oh my goodness, like my head is just lighting up. There's a time to be present, there's a time, right? Give me a second. Let me feel what he's wanting to express. He's showing me a tree. Feels as if he's one with it. He's one with it, with its capacity to flow, to be present. So he's given an example of how the tree is so present, even though the tree appears to be still, it's getting so much done. It's present, it's still, and that stillness is what actually makes the wind blow so it's interesting, the stillness, the present, you being present within yourself by creating this stillness. So it can look like nothing's moving, nothing's getting done, but it's showing up, doing the work, the meditations, being still, holding the higher vibration. The chain reaction of that is what causes other elements within this ecosystem that we live in to now bind to our energy, to now they come in like those wells. They're going to come in when you need them, when you are present, within your own DNA structure. When you go in and start to clear and do this work like you're doing, this is beautiful. He didn't know that. He said, I could have just been like the trees.
Yeah.
I didn't have to fight.
Yeah.
I didn't have to fight. I could have been just present, and all things would have just came to me, you know? Did he have any children?
No, he didn't. He was the
Okay.
one though. He was very, very clever. He's Gemini, very light in nature and body, and used to joke around. He was the one that said that he took a look first spiritually at our mother, and he said, yeah, the spiritual guides told him that she raped our souls. And like she's still alive now. When you look at her, this is what all of our kids and my dad, this is what we've had to deal with. This is what, like if we weren't under that situation as children, he wouldn't have ended up in that situation as an adult. It's, how it's just like that flow on effect, but like Dad couldn't stop it. It was like he wished he could have, but he couldn't.
I understand. Dean is saying something about the large intestine. Like, I think it's about more like humanity is being shut down, it's being clogged up with all these beans, like that he's showing me, but it's clogging. Think about it, sometimes people can't handle beans, right? And it clogs their system. But it's like this energetic beans being clogged up the expression or the system of the collective, like, and it's affecting the children. So it's like, and that's why I asked he had children, because I saw a little child pop up. So I think he's telling me about the inner child, the children specifically, not the inner child, but the children. It's affecting the children. There's something to it, the food. These are fake beans. They're not real beans. They're not real. They're not real.
Okay.
And children are eating it, is clogging them up, but also too, the energy signature of that is like it's doing something to collective, but it literally is entering our children's mouth. There may be something that a child is eating that is a food that is targeted to children specific, that is clogging this up, but the children are the collective. They are the ones that literally, all child holds remnants of different things that need to be healed. It's just that as the child grows, they forget about it. Every child comes in with a divine call. Most people forget it, and most people don't answer it because of life circumstances. And so he wants to point that out, that the children actually are present, and they are attacking the children. They have the children cornered and circled, and whatever these children are eating, they look like little, I'm saying they look like garbanzo beans, but they could not be garbanzo beans. Like, it could be something in the baby food. It could be something like, I don't know if there's something that they're feeding the children that is doing something to the intestine.
Do you think it's what the United Nations, the food they're sending to all the children?
Very well could be. Very well could be. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. I think you're onto something. Yeah. But that food it's not real. It's a trick, it's poison. And he is pointing out, like, when he was just cycling the energy back in, like he sees like whatever they're doing or feeding the children that's clogging them, specifically the children, humanity too, but that these children could be susceptible to being shut down. And that's what I think the point that he's trying to make. And now we can just move the food out of the way, because I think he wanted to give me that. But what he's saying is something is clogging up our children, so that what happened to him, they're trying to set that up for children to clog them. And I'm getting a lot of they're doing something. Children, okay, this is going to sound gross. Children are not using the restroom. They're not. They're backed up.
They're not comfortable. They're scared. There's something scaring them, because that's what I was like as a child. This is so there's something scaring them that they don't want to go, and they're overload probably of what their parents and what's been said on TV, instead of proper parenting and what they're eating, the combination of the two, too scared to
Yeah.
go. It's like they're
Yeah.
too conscious of themselves. Yeah, their foundation for them isn't right if that's happening.
Yeah. They don't want to, yeah, the children don't. They want to stop that. They're basically, Dean is saying that this is a similar thing where he was shut down and all of that was just cycling back is happening to the children. And so he wants to remind us that if we want to help the children, we have to be still, we have to be present, we have to help ourselves first. How can we see what's going on inside of the children if we are not present? We must become like the trees. We must become the stillness and we must ground ourselves, not with gravity. Fake gravity is fake, but the grounding is our gravity. Like we are the ones that control when we grow roots and when we ascend. It's not gravity that should be deciding these things for us, because gravity is something that you can never get out of. And that is not what we were created to be. We were always created to be able to move energy, to cycle through the changes, right? And so he really wants, if we don't know where to start, if you don't, as adults, know where to start, become like the trees, ground yourself, root yourself in the soil, in nourishment, become like spiritually fed. Like, you know, when you watch spiritual teachers, grounding is all of that. Root yourself in community and in good soil, right? And then that stillness will bring up all of the information. It'll sprout source. It will call forth the whole entire ecosystems will start to come to you to help. We don't actually have to be the ones moving from place to place. If you're still, everything can come to you. This is a strong message coming through for humanity, because my dear, it's not just you that deals with collective energy. Because you deal with collective energy, you are calling forth the timeline or the aspect of himself, or his DNA rather, because, you know, DNA, genomes live for 500 years, you know, after you are deceased. You're calling forth the aspect of him that's ushering this to you, because he has those codes too. So he did not complete it, but guess what? Now he's can complete it through you. And what you complete also becomes his ascension too, is what he's saying. He's rooting for you. He's waiting for you is what he's saying. So he shows me like a robe with white and like yellow stripes on it. That's a very good sign. So he's saying that you got this and you knew all along. He's saying you knew all along. And he's protected is what he's saying, because he has forgiven himself. And that was the key, the forgiveness of self.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tahira. I'm going to need to send you some more money too. Very long appointment. Thank you.
It's okay. Yeah, we went a bit over, but that's okay. I think it was very important to do this, and you know, you'll have this to listen back to and just know who you are. Remember who you are. Remember the ancestors of the land in New Zealand, because they want you to remember who you are and where you come from. You come from people of the soil, and you still have that divine connection. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so very, very welcome. Thank you. I just want to say to anyone, I am at the end of the month gearing up for a 6 weeks course. So it's the Quantum Telepathic Psychic Healing and Development course. And the classes have full. I want as many people that want to learn the skill set, that we can help humanity, help ourselves, help our friend and family, be able to clear ourselves. We're going to learn all of these things that pretty much was shown here: the telepathy, the, psychic abilities, the clairvoyancies, the psychokinesis, moving energy with our mind, third eye, mediumship, channeling, remote viewing, all of that. So you guys can book a free 20-minute consultation if you want to find out more about how you can enroll in that course. It's going to be starting at the end of the month. But this was very beautiful. Thank you so much for being here in this space with us today. And thank you, Robin, for sharing this with humanity, because this is what we need. We need to bring awareness to what's going on within our own DNA. And you've done that here today. And of course, you can also email instructions number4humanity@gmail.com. If you have any personal questions or you want to book a session with me. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from the live. But thank you guys so much for being part of this journey with us.